I forgot to make the point that I was on that last video. I was actually set it up because I was going to talk about how I would love to set up an anti-abortion charity that actually uses all the money that it takes to fund abortions. I believe that my whole life has been cursed, and I've had gone through such a horrible time, and I didn't think there was too many people here, but I feel like a lot of shit has happened to me, and part of this is for me to feel depressed so that the world feels depressed. If the world's made in my image and I'm depressed, I feel like that would spread. I feel like my higher self is cursed my life and made me feel awful, um, because the matrix is struggling. There's too many people here, and there's people here are there's so many people believing wrong beliefs, uh, and the problem is the people that believe the wrong beliefs are mostly the people who would probably say, oh no, there's not enough, there's plenty of space on earth and stuff, and they just wouldn't see the bigger picture. They wouldn't believe in reincarnation. They wouldn't think it's possible. And I feel like the people that can't believe in reincarnation only can't believe in reincarnation because their souls haven't woken up enough to the possibility that they could have actually been alive in their past life and stuff. But yeah, I just, I feel like there's going to be some sort of sacrifice where people can rise up and, say that they've got the chip, the mark or whatever, the chip, and then, disclose, discredit me or whatever. And then this happens for 3 months. And then afterwards, those people come forth and be like, yeah, no, actually, it was all just a lie. Might not necessarily believe that I'm God, but they can admit that actually this chip was actually just set up by Anna. This whole thing was just lies and deception. They might not have to say that I'm God, because I want the question, the debate about whether or not I'm actually God or just Christ or just something else. I want that debate to last quite until people accept it without too much. Yeah, I want people to go mad over it, but yeah, I feel like funding abortion, getting as many abortions as possible is the best option. If there's too many people here, if my higher self has made me feel like shit all my life to try and set something up to help reduce the population, then technically the best way to do that is actually just to encourage people to have abortions. I mean, technically, if you encourage them to have abortions, they might just have a kid 2 years later or when they're more ready, which is fine, if that's what they want, and if they've had if they've found a better partner, or if they've found more funding, or got, if they've got a house, or got, if they've got more to offer, and you can have as many kids as you can have kids, but only if you can afford them, only if you can give them a good life, only if you can provide for them. If you're doubting it, if you think you're not ready, if the partner's run off, if you're raped, or if you're too young, or if still in school or stuff, there's so many reasons why someone would have an abortion. And um and I, I would want to say, with the population being as bad as it is, with people, parents ironing their kids' breasts and shit like this, and just with so many people believing wrong things, abortion is far better than murder, and it's definitely not good as well to kill babies, And so if you think, if someone wants to have an abortion because they think that, or maybe they want to go in the rapture or whatever, if you can encourage as many abortions, that's how I would say it. If someone wants to it, I mean, don't necessarily push it on them, but if they want that, definitely don't deter them from it. But yeah, that's what I'd love to do. Say that I'm God. Say, everything. Say how I've made the timeline. Give all my truth. Have people back me up. Um, and for the politicians to give the sort of power to some sort of one world leader who kind of gives the power to me. They might not necessarily believe that I'm God, but maybe someone should, or maybe, I don't know, someone will and say, what, we believe, and you believe in, they'll say, you believe in abortion and assisted suicide, and I really want those two things: legalize abortion and assisted suicide. But I know that as soon as I do these things, there are probably going to be charities that help. There's going to be charities that want to help be an anti-me. I think if there's charities that want to prevent suicide, then that's fine. I'm that's a good thing. You know, if there are some people that are suicidal, you know, if you can help them, if you can make them see, like give them good counseling and make them see that actually this world is a good place and you just need to see the positive side, you know, that's a good thing. When it comes to abortion, I think it's awful, the idea of women wanting abortions because they know they're not ready, they haven't got the funding or the partner, or you know that there's lots of reasons, maybe they've got too many kids and they just don't think that they can have any more, you know, that there's a loads of reasons why someone would have an abortion, and to stop them from doing that, you know, it's a big hassle. You know, having a child is such a big commitment, especially if you've already got others, especially if you know there's loads of reasons. And so to fund something that actually makes women feel bad about having a baby inside of them, and terminating it, like a fetus inside of them, you know, to make people feel bad for having an abortion, I think that's just so awful. And to fund a charity like that is horrible, especially if you know that or if you've heard of me and you know it and you're deliberately putting money into a charity. So I'd love to set up a charity where it's anti-me, and you can look like, oh, you know, these Anna's horrible, you know, which is killing babies. This is not right. You know, we need to, you know, give me lots of money to help wake these people up and stop them from having abortions. You know, you can give fake figures. You know, this in this month alone, we've helped this, we've saved this many babies, but literally just take all the money that you make and then just put it to fund abortions. I mean, technically, when you put money into charities, you don't know where it's going. And yeah, charity, it's good to put money into charities, and I wouldn't discourage it. But when it comes to abortion, I'm you know, I hate the people who would stop this, considering just how many people there are, and